Hey everyone, happy Sunday or happy whatever day you are watching this. My name is LA. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about pop culture, I share lifestyle, I talk about some politics and world news, but mainly my channel is to empower women and empowering my particular group of Black American women. And in this video, I want to talk about Joy Ann Reid, and I want to talk about how Black women need to be prepared for the pivot or shift that we're seeing happen pretty drastically in the US economy and with this current administration. So let me run the intro and then we'll be back to discuss everything that has happened in such a very short time. Yeah, Drake was patting you on the back, all the rappers. Hey, what's up? Back again. Hey, what's up? It's up to you to do the research. It's up to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I want to first tell you that because the workplace and the world as we know it is shifting, you Black women, my sis, you need to be more than prepared and you need to be ahead of the game. I've talked about previously small gems you can do to increase your reach, increase your audience, grow your channel, grow your social media platforms and your business. So if you haven't seen those videos, be sure to go through my videos and my lives to just check out some of the things that you can do to be prepared and to set yourself up for the next and best steps. So I want to talk about DEI initiatives under fire, layoffs across industry, and policy changes. But first, let's talk about something that happened just this weekend. On Sunday, MSNBC has announced that Joy Ann Reid's show has been dropped from their lineup completely. So they're saying they're doing a network shift, but if you've watched the readout with Joy Ann Reid, then you'll know that a lot of her commentary was heavily left leaning and progressive, which we don't mind, but we also understand that this had to be targeted. Joy's show and Joy as a journalist is extremely popular. She is one of, if not maybe the top MSNBC Black journalist. She's popular on TikTok. She's popular across social media. And her commentary was usually pretty critical of this current administration. I believe that we'll go through the article, of course, but I believe that Joy Ann Reid's show was targeted because of her political views. So I want you to understand that not only is the media controlled, heavily controlled, you also need to understand that we need voices like yours. And yes, I'm talking to you on these social media platforms like TikTok, like YouTube, where you can still express your opinion and get the information to the masses. Information that is so vital and so important to what we're facing every day with these executive orders, with these changes in corporate America, this removal and like drawback of DEI initiatives. All of it means that Black women, you need to be more than prepared for what's to come. So Joy Reid's show, I'm reading directly from this news article on MSN. Joy Reid's show will be dropped from MSNBC's lineup as part of a series of changes expected to be announced this week. The network is making plans to launch a show featuring the weekend anchors Simone Sanders Townsend, Michael Steele, and Alicia Menendez into the 7 p.m. Eastern Time slot, according to a source familiar with the matter. The show would run for 2 hours on Mondays and for 1 hour from Tuesday to Friday. Reid has anchored the readout since 2020, having been put in that time period following the departure of Chris Matthews. Also expected are other changes, including plans for who will fill the rest of the 9 p.m. Eastern slot once Rachel Maddow returns to a once-a-week schedule this spring. She was brought back to a 5-night-a-week schedule after Donald Trump's inauguration, as the network looked to boost viewership following a post-election tune-out. The problem with that, and this is my personal commentary about what the article is saying, that MSNBC expected there to be so much. They didn't anticipate, but I think a lot of issue is coming in, is that people who are boots on the ground and who are really upset about the election of this current administration and who thinks that it was rigged and who thinks the election was stolen from the American people, we're not looking for the same media to be our voice. They're not looking for MSNBC or CNN, who are all essentially owned by the same oligarchs, to be our voice or to even be a voice of reason. I think the people that will make noise in the movement of truly saving the country are not on CNN, MSNBC as anchors. There's a trusted news source that I still lean into, and that's NPR and PBS. I know they're left leaning, but they usually get the facts and the science before they even report their personal opinion. They have experts who aren't so radically leaning either right or left. I love NPR radio and I love watching PBS News. You can also watch international news sources like Sky News, DW News on YouTube, also Al Jazeera. And I think the BBC has gone to the wayside as well. So I don't watch BBC News, but I do watch Sky News, DW News, and Al Jazeera News for international news, which I think is less biased than our US media outlets, which obviously are being controlled. You don't think that MSNBC had pressure from the administration to get Joy Ann Reid, a Black woman, off of TV, constantly criticizing Trump and his administration? I would be really remiss if you can say that no, they were no way influential in that decision. Or the right Christian nationalists and the other right-leaning organizations. If you don't think that they were influential in pushing Joy Ann Reid off of TV, or some of their constituents and their followers and their supporters weren't influential in moving her off of TV, then you'd be out of your mind. And that's why this video is so important for me to put out, because I need Black women to understand that if there's going to be restructuring at your job, just like at MSNBC, you could be the first to go. You need to be prepared. I would suggest that you continue to follow me, because I'm going to also update people on what they should do with their retirement and 401k, their budgeting, their spending. Because I think I've seen too many instances of, give me a second. I've seen quite a few instances of Black women on social media pretending like they're not affected. I understand not wanting to be a part of Let's Fight Back or protesting, because Black women have fought long and hard enough. We've given out warning signs. We sent the warning cries. Nobody listened. So we're taking a step back and saying, hey, this isn't our fight anymore, but you still have to be prepared. You have to be prepared, even though you say I'm not fighting anymore. I'm taking my cape off for the country. I'm taking my cape off for other communities. I understand that, but you still have to be aware of how you can be affected, and you have to be prepared for that. So I'm going to do more videos on how Black women can be prepared, how you can change your spending, change your retirement, change your investments, and get ready to pivot if you need to. Get ready to shift if you need to. Get up and leave if you need to. So I want you to all be sure to like, subscribe, Follow my channel because I'm going to give you as many details as I can to make sure you're prepared literally in the next few months. If there are so many executive orders coming out currently and now, then can you imagine that we might not make it to midterms? I know there are a few special elections coming up, but can you imagine if everything has changed so much, the Constitution has been changed so much that we don't have a midterm election to balance the power? That's what I think people should be prepared for. There might not be a power balance coming. Let's go back to the article. So, Alex Wagner, who had hosted from Tuesdays to Fridays, is not expected to return and instead will remain at the network as a correspondent. Jen Psaki, who hosts a Sunday morning and Monday evening show, is being considered to take anchor duties during that time period. Although some other anchors may be shifted around in that slot, the lineup overhaul is one of the first major changes under new MSNBC president Rebecca Kutler, who succeeded Rashida Jones after her departure in January. Does that time Rashida Jones left in January, inauguration time? You don't think that was listen, let's continue. Cutler also is looking at adding Politico's Eugene Daniels and New York University's Melissa Murray to the lineup. Both have been serving as on-air analysts. Variety and the New York Times first reported on the expected changes. A network spokesperson declined to comment. So I just also wanted to maybe be able to bring in some of the comments I saw on Instagram about what people were saying about Joy Reid and hoping to see more of her in the future. And I would agree because I really would like to see I would like to see Joy Reid in the future as well, because I believe that she is probably better at giving her opinion on socials such as TikTok, like Don Lemon has done. And I thought that was really, really, really a good idea. If she can come right on over to TikTok and start her channel, just like Don Lemon. And he's had a lot of success. Don Lemon goes live every morning on TikTok. We're all there watching him. And it is actually a great time. Don Lemon's TikTok lives are actually a great time. So if you're not tuned in, I would suggest you tune in. I also would like to say this. We need to talk about let's actually see if Joy has made any comments about her departure. These look like pin posts, but let's see. She has her comments have boosted a lot. So let's see if anybody's on here commenting. Oh, look at this. These comments are so disturbing, right? These people they're excited. Look at this. These people are excited. But when USAID was removed, these people are so interesting. To tell a Black woman that she peddles in racism when she's literally responding to a racist agenda is so interesting. I've never understood that from people. I've never understood that. Looks like Karma finally caught up to you. Canceled by your network. Look at these people. They're excited. This is so deranged and demented. This is so, so spooky. I'm not even joking how spooky this is. But we're excited. We're excited that Joy has a new opportunity to Joy has a new opportunity to be on social media in her journalistic bag, making strides herself. And hopefully she does it on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. But what I want Black women to understand is that you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared, and you need to understand that people are watching and celebrating your loss in some cases. So get ready to shift, get ready to pivot. And the comments really just shook me to my core. As you can see, I'm a little bit speechless. I want you to take some notes from this video. I'm going to talk about in more detail on a later video today. We want you to, number one, upskill. Upskill means understand the changing job market, understand what's available, and learn something new and get really good at it. I want you to build your brand. Your job title isn't your identity. Your skills, your knowledge, and your experience, that's your brand. So start putting yourself out there. Get in the right rooms. I tell people all the time, get in those Facebook groups, start networking, meeting people. You don't have to be in their city. Get in people's DMs, because if you never ask the question, it's always a no. Hey, can I chat with you? Hey, do you know anybody at your company that might be interested in this? Or how can I talk to somebody in your planning department? I'm a talent specialist. How can I talk to someone in head of your HR department? I would love to help you get the best candidates. Whatever your skill is, network that. And when you start hearing no's, you'll understand how to change your question. But always ask it. Always ask it. Multiple income streams are always going to save you. Get into digital products, consulting, investing. Always be thinking of ways to make money, even if it's another job. In this economy, another job, any other type of extra income is worth it. But income that you can make while you're sleeping or that you can automate is always the best. And I say stay ready. Don't spend like this economy and this administration is not affecting you. Stop spending and cut your costs wherever you can. And listen, this isn't about fear, it's about strategy. The game is changing, and Black women have always been masters of the pivot. So now it's time to just level up and continuing to secure your future. Don't wait for the shakeup to happen, sis. Be ahead of it. When the dust settles, the prepared people will rise. So stay ready, stay powerful, and stay paid. Again, my name is LA. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you all learned something from this video. Peace.